This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. BioCrossroads has launched the online startup resource hub that aims to serve as a front door for life sciences startups and entrepreneurs to access a wide variety of resources, including funding pathways and regulatory and clinical resources. CEO Vince Wong says there has been a fragmentation of resources recently, which can stifle growth.
We heard from the entrepreneurial community, and they gave us a message loud and clear that they would love a one-stop shop, a front door to really aggregate and bring together all those resources together to really provide a bit of a digital concierge and Sherpa through all the different assets and resources and organizations that are available within our community.
The platform also aims to help investors connect with life sciences startups. The Senate Appropriations Committee approved a bill today that creates a framework for a deal with the Chicago Bears by authorizing the creation of the Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority. The bill authorizes the authority to acquire land, finance capital improvements, and enter into leases with private entities, including NFL teams. It now heads to the full Senate. Biotown Biogas, a renewable energy producer headquartered in the White County town of Reynolds, has named Christopher Pino as its new CEO. Pino most recently served as Vice President of Strategy and Development for New Jersey-based energy infrastructure holding company South Jersey Industries. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media podcast network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise@ibj.com to learn more.
A former Muncie Hospital pharmacist facing multiple felony charges tied to the alleged theft of massive quantities of powerful opioids still has an active Indiana pharmacy license. IIB's Aubriana Herron has more.
Christopher Noth of Yorktown was arrested in July 2024 by the IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital Police Department after a hospital audit triggered an investigation and a search warrant that uncovered what police described as a large quantity of drugs at his home. A U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration report identified more than 35,000 vials of hydromorphone and methadone that were allegedly stolen over 5 years. IU Health representatives said Noth was immediately terminated, but the Delaware County Prosecutor's Office didn't file formal charges until August 2025, despite being what members of the Indiana Board of Pharmacy called one of the largest diversions to ever come before the licensing body. The regulatory side of Noth's case has stalled. The pharmacy board members have repeatedly emphasized that they cannot act unless and until the state attorney general's office files an administrative complaint. That complaint, board members were told last week, remains under investigation more than a year and a half after the diversion was discovered. Noth's Indiana pharmacy license has remained unmarred. State licensing records show no disciplinary action, litigation, or restrictions, meaning Noth has been free to practice elsewhere. It's unclear whether Noth is currently employed as a pharmacist. Aubriana Herron, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Indiana Department of Education said Wednesday it will award $15 million to nearly 24 organizations around the state as part of its Career Coaching Grant Program. The funding is designed to increase access to resources that help students make more informed decisions about their options after graduation. The Education Department said the grant recipients were selected based on their ability to deliver high-quality career coaching not currently available in the schools they plan to serve and/or their demonstration of promising measurable impact on schools and students. You can view the list of recipients at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Inari Agriculture will permanently lay off 64 employees at its West Lafayette area facilities following a company restructuring. A worker adjustment and retraining notification was filed with the Indiana Department of Workforce Development on Tuesday. The biotechnology company notified affected employees of their terminations the same day as required under federal WARN law. Vice President of Corporate Communications Emily Negrin said in an email to Inside Indiana Business that employee separations will take place 60 days after the notification. In the notice, Inari cited changing business needs as the reason for the layoffs. The company reported the reduction represents approximately 33% of its workforce. The company did not disclose the total number of employees affected nationwide or its total employee headcount in Indiana. Former Indianapolis Mayor Greg Ballard is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.